Hey everyone, it's late on a Saturday afternoon. We've ended up out for a lot of the day, so I haven't got a lot done in the garden. No, that's okay. This morning was a lot of fun. Had my kids and grandkids over for brekkie, well, most of them. Hard to get them all in one place, but that's okay. Life gets crazy. So I'd like to plant these lettuce seedlings, and I found a new spot for these. I think there have been about 3 spots that I've mentioned, but I'm finally getting around to planting these little red poppies. So I will show you where the next spot is for those. We actually live in a fairly quiet neighbourhood, but there's a lot of noise in the distance. But that's okay. It's noise of people, and that's not always a bad thing. There are a lot of these. My lovely friend that gave them to me said, "Oh, do you want them? I have way too many." I thought, oh, she's scattered seed and needs to get rid of some. I've done that so often with lettuce. The seeds are pretty small and they're pretty good germinators too. They, I just had the word terminators in my head. They're not terminators, they're good germinators. They're very tough. Usually lettuce, most forms of lettuce. This looks like the kind of lettuce, I forgot to ask her what variety it was, she had to rush off, but I believe it's the kind of lettuce that you can pick off the outer leaves and, or cut and come again, some people say. I usually don't cut them, I just rip them off and come again. That's okay. Any way you want to do it is just fine. We have a lot of birds around at the moment. I think they're actually looking to find a friend and build a nest actually at the moment. Coming up to spring. Especially a magpie. We've got a really good friend who loves magpies. And it was funny, they're the same people who gave me the Daphne. Pieces of Daphne. They didn't give it to me as cuttings, but the lovely Daphne that I had came from the couple where the guy really loves magpies. And just as I said, oh, I can always ask my friend for more Daphne, there's a magpie came up and made a bunch of noise on the video, which I thought was kind of funny because they love magpies. Anyway, these things happen. Oh my goodness, look at the size of that lettuce. That is huge. Guessing these are all planted at the same time. As you can see, I'm roughly laying them out approximately where they'll go. I don't want to plant them absolutely next to each other, but I also don't want to have a garden full of lettuce, as much as we appreciate lettuce. Perhaps I should have given some away to somebody else. I might put these over in the area next to this area. And yeah, where I'm hoping to put the poppies, there are only about 4 of them or so. I'm going to put them, glad I'm not going to put them here, I'm going to put them out the front, which is technically not our land, but I don't think anybody's going to mind if I put some colourful things out the front. Nobody else will think it's their spot, it's just part of where we live. It's an area that doesn't get a lot of rain. There's only a tiny bit of that little bit of space in the garden that does get rain. And I'm thinking if I don't forget my pot on the front doorstep, I will probably remember to water those other things as well. So here's hoping. I'll see them each time I come home. Whether or not I remember to water them will be another thing. Alrighty, we have some lettuce, kind of like a swathe. If you've seen my videos before, you'll know that I don't plant in lines very often at all. These look a little bit sad, but they are watered in, and in the next couple of days they will pop up and look like real lettuce, and I don't think they're too crowded. I think they'll be fine. So we'll grab some cheap potting mix and our little poppies, and I'll see you out the front. So this is kind of like a problemed area in my spot at the front of my house. As I said, not our property, but it'll do for a few poppies. I'm sure nobody will mind. The soil here is pretty awful. It did used to have ants. I haven't seen ants here in a little bit, and as you can see, when it rains it only comes this far this way, so I will have to make sure that I remember to water these little ones and put some organic matter on there and perhaps a bit of mulch. Let's get going. Just raking up the callistemon leaves here. That's an Australian native. A lot of Aussie natives do actually have poor pH for soil, and some of them, especially eucalyptus trees, also can inhibit growth of plants, so I just thought I'd take up the extra there. This is a really inexpensive potting mix and it'll be fine as growth medium. I'm about to add some cow manure as well where the plants are going to be, so the little plants will have what they need and that sawdust will rot down completely eventually. It's enough to plant in for now. It's always good to keep wetting the surfaces you're working with when you're planting. This potting mix is pretty dry, but even if it was damp, I would still be doing this because it helps the soil sit down together and gets rid of some of the air gaps and rehydrate the soil to a better level so that it can hold moisture much more easily. Here's the little bit of cow manure going in, and we're pretty much done with the little plants in, a bit more watering in, and some mulch on top to keep the soil from drying out too much in the warmer weather. You can see why I gave up on this hose nozzle out the back. It's only my front yard nozzle now. Alrighty, it's getting to the time of the day where I can smell all my neighbours' dinners. They smell pretty good. I should get inside and help Happy with our own. He'll be starting that soon. But yes, 4 little poppies, all in a row, just after I said I don't put things in rows. Anyway, some of our own mulch finishes that off, and I'll just have to remember to water it. So that's it for another day at my place. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.